Aryna Sabalenka sets new WTA single-season prize money record. The world number one smashed a 12-year-old benchmark that was set by Serena Williams in 2013. Aryna Sabalenka may have failed to cap off her 2025 season with the coveted WTA Finals title, but she is walking away with a cool consolation prize. By winning at least $15,008,519 through her on-court results this year, Sabalenka secured herself the richest season in WTA history. The world number one smashed a 12-year-old benchmark for single-season prize money that had been set by Serena Williams in 2013. Williams won $12,385,572 that year with a 78-4 win-loss record and titles at Roland Garros, the US Open, and the WTA Finals. Read more. Aryna Sabalenka. I'll sit back in the Maldives with my tequila and try to analyze my emotions. Sabalenka's second straight US Open title bagged her $5 million, and her runner-up finish to Rybakina in Riyadh added another $2.695 million. She also won more than $2.5 million combined by finishing runner-up at the Australian Open and in Paris. With Sabalenka's total earnings for the year not yet final, and her off-court portfolio for the year currently unclear, this total alone already puts her on the doorstep of the combined $18.7 million Forbes reported she took home in 2024. But on the eve of the WTA Finals final, where both Sabalenka and Rybakina were playing for a record $5.235 million after finishing undefeated in the round-robin phase of the event, Sabalenka said any dollar amount isn't her focus. Desktop computer, mobile phone with Aero replay. Elena Rybakina def. Aryna Sabalenka, 2025 WTA Finals F. I just really have a lot of love to the sport, and I really enjoy fighting. I really enjoy, pushing myself to the limit, and I enjoy these kind of things, she said. And, I mean, of course, when you win, you think, oh, actually, I've got a good check, you know. But this is never crossing my mind during the match. But it's a good check to have. In 2025, women's tennis witnessed something extraordinary. A season that reimagined what's possible, rewrote the record books, and showed the world, once again, that elite sportsmanship, relentless ambition, and raw talent can converge to create history. At its heart was one woman, Aryna Sabalenka, the 27-year-old powerhouse from Belarus who didn't just dominate the tour, she transformed it. By year's end, Sabalenka achieved a milestone that had stood for more than a decade. She shattered the WTA single-season prize money record, earning over $15,008,519 from tournament play, the most any woman in the sport's history had ever earned in a single season. Tennis.com. But beyond the dollars and cents, this was a season about transformation, for Sabalenka, for the WTA, and for women's sports. The journey begins. Sabalenka's relentless pursuit of greatness. From the very first tournaments of 2025, it was clear that Sabalenka was in exceptional form. Known for her punishing ground strokes, thunderous serve, and fiery competitive instinct, she brought intensity to every court she set foot on. The season began in Brisbane, where Sabalenka claimed one of her 4 tour titles, a sign of things to come. Wikipedia. Unlike many athletes whose momentum fluctuates over a long season, Sabalenka remained remarkably consistent. She reached 9 finals across Grand Slams and premier events, and finished runner-up in multiple majors, including the Australian Open and Roland Garros, showcasing a blend of technical mastery and mental grit. Tennis.com. Her performance wasn't just about winning, it was about endurance, adaptability, and a willingness to battle through both early and late-round pressure situations. In an era where players peak and dip unpredictably, Sabalenka's consistency was rare, the kind that defines careers. The prize money milestone, more than a statistic. Earning over $15 million in one season might sound like a financial tally at a tech startup, but in the context of tennis, it's historic. Before 2025, the record for most prize money in a single WTA season was held by Serena Williams, who amassed just over $12.3 million in 2013 during one of her most dominant campaigns. Tennis.com. Sabalenka didn't just inch past it, she overtook it by a clear margin, reaching a figure that reflects both her extraordinary results and the rising scale of earnings in modern tennis. Behind that number lies a map of deep tournament runs, Grand Slam finals, and key victories against top rivals. Each match carried not just ranking points and prestige, but real financial weight, and Sabalenka capitalized on each opportunity, displaying remarkable competitive intelligence and timing. In many ways, this record mirrors the way modern tennis has evolved: larger purses, greater global exposure, and a battle for excellence that fuels careers as much as it rewards them. A year of peaks and pivots. To truly appreciate Sabalenka's accomplishment, we have to look beyond the prize money and into the season's arc. At the US Open, Sabalenka successfully defended her title, a difficult feat in tennis, where the depth of competition is vast and pressure is enormous. Now her victory there was more than a trophy, it was her biggest payday, anchoring her financial record as well as bolstering her place in history. Along the way, she notched multiple wins at key WTA 1000 events, including Miami and Madrid, and proved her mettle on different surfaces against a wide array of styles and strategies. All told, she closed the season with 63 match wins, more than anyone else on tour. Business recorder. And yet, this season was not without its challenges. At the season-ending WTA finals in Riyadh, Sabalenka was again pushed to the brink, ultimately finishing runner-up to Aryna Rybakina. ABC still, even that loss did not diminish her overall achievement. It added nuance and depth to her season, highlighting her resilience in both triumph and defeat. Redefining women's sports and earnings. Sabalenka's money record isn't just a personal milestone, it's a marker of how women's tennis continues to push boundaries. It reflects the broader growth of the sport's financial landscape, increased prize pools, and the breaking down of barriers that once limited women's athletic compensation. But this shift isn't automatic. It's the result of decades of advocacy, negotiation, and increasing global interest in female athletes and their stories. Sabalenka's achievement is part of this larger arc, where performance, visibility, and commercial growth all lift up the platform for women's tennis. In 2025, the WTA saw two players surpass the $10 million mark in prize money, a first in its history, with Iga Swiatek also earning more than $10 million. Tennis.com. These figures highlight not just individual excellence, but collective momentum in a sport that continues to draw global audiences and sponsors. Personal triumph and career narrative. For Sabalenka herself, 2025 wasn't an isolated peak, it was the continuation of a narrative that has been building for years. A former junior standout, she first broke into the WTA elite by leveraging her powerful game and fearless approach. Over the years, she's transformed from a promising talent into a perennial contender on the biggest stages.